Hello friends, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to create a web application, but it will be a web map. So it will be a map on the web, and we are going to use React Leaflet, and then React.js. So here I will show you the demo of the project, of the completed project, and so this is it. We are going to create sublocations in this area, and we shall add some few things. For example, the layers control here, so you can check in between the OpenStreetMap and the Esri satellite. So if I click on Esri satellite, you see here the base map changes to a satellite imagery. Okay, so another thing, we shall add this search bar here where you can type in any place on the earth surface. For example, I type Istanbul, then I click on enter, or I can just click on search. So this is going to fly to Istanbul where we have searched, and now you see we are in Istanbul, right? So here you can see Istanbul, Fatih, in Turkey. Okay, so we can go back to our region. So I search Nairobi, click on enter, and then we go back to Nairobi. Yeah, okay. And I also added a zoom, so it zooms into a certain zoom level. So these are the sublocations shapefile. So let me go back to OpenStreetMap. So these are the sublocations. You can see I have the transparent, and then the names. I just wanted to display the names. So you can add more features, maybe hover on a specific polygon, and then you display the name, or you can just show the names. There are quite many, but no problem. This was the goal of that video. So here you see we have the sublocations. The boundaries are in blue color, the names are centered, and then yeah, this is it. So without wasting much time, this is what we are going to create. We shall have a title here, sublocations, and so let's get started. Okay, so we are going to I'm going to my desktop. You can create a new folder in anywhere in your local machine. So here I'm just going to say sublocations like that, and then I'm going to open VS Code or Visual Studio Code, and I'm just going to drag this. I'm going to drag this to my code editor, and then I'm just expanding this. So here we are going to create a React application and you need to open the terminal. You go to view, and then you click on terminal, or if you're on Windows you can do control and backtick. So I click on that, then here it opens the PowerShell. You can use either PowerShell, or you can use your CMD or Git, Bash, or whatever. So here, instead of, I like using Git Bash, so I check from PowerShell to Git Bash like that. Then to create a React application, you only need to say npx create dash react dash app. Then you click on enter. So we are within this folder on our desktop and sublocation. So I click on enter. And this is going to take some time to create a React application. So I will pause here. When it finishes, I will come back. Okay, so I'm getting this warning that please specify the project directory, create React app. So I think I need to say npx create React app, then I say that space and dot. So that means that I'm going to create my React application inside this folder. So I don't need to specify the directory, like for example my app or React app or test app or tutorial. Yeah, so I just click on dot, and then I click on enter, and now this is going to create the React application inside the sublocation. So this will be our root directory. Okay, so it is going to take some time. I'll pause here and come back when it has finished. Now we have finished creating the React application, and now the next thing is to run the application and see if it is working fine. So I go here to a new bash and type in npm start, supposed to be npm start. So make sure you are within the root directory where your project is. If you are in a different directory, make sure you change the directory and say cd, then you put the name of whatever the folder you had put. So I'm already running on port 3000. I will change, I'll say, would you like to run the app on another port instead? So I'll type in yes, and then this is going to run on a different port. And remember, I already showed you a finished project that is running on port 3000. So this is going to open on port 3001, and possibly we shall see a new React application, and then from there we shall start to write our own code one by one. Okay, so this is going to load and open a new React application. And you can see we are on a new React application, which means our app is running fine. So we go back to the code, and inside the source folder src we open the app.js. So this is what is running, and you can see we have the logo for React application, what we have just seen. And so I'm going to delete everything in the head section like this, and maybe I can also delete the head section and just remain with the div. So here inside the app.js we are going to remain with the class name of app, and so we shall put our map here. But for that case, okay, so we are going to create a components folder. Remember, this is React, so I go to the source folder, click on a new folder and say components, say components, okay, like that. Then inside the components I'm going to create a new folder and call this map. Then inside the map I'll create a new file, then call map.jsx, like that. Then so this is where we are going to write almost every code for our map, right? So here we are going to run the RAFCE. So these are React arrow function export component. So I click on enter. So this is the function that it comes from the React snippet. So if you don't have, make sure you search React snippets, and you will have this one. You'll have this React snippets or the ES7 React snippet. So you can install this, and so this one will help you to autocomplete the function, or you can type in the function manually, but I like using this shortcut. Okay, so here you can see we have our map and we have the component, and we only need to export this component to the app.js. So here you make sure you type map, then you will see it suggests you to import from components map and map.jsx. So I click on this one, then you will import map from components map folder and the map.jsx. You can type map.jsx if you like to differentiate things. So here we need now to close our component. Okay, so when I go back to my app, to my website, you see I see the map is here. So this is the component that we are going to write our code for our web map. Okay, so now here in the map, instead of just having map, I would like to have this fragment, and then here I type div. This div is going to have let's say maybe h4 or h1. Then I say sub locations, like that, and I save. If your VS Code is not auto saving, head over to file, then you can see save as, then we have autosave is checked. So after that, I would like also to reduce the tabs in my VS Code. So under your VS Code, you see we have the lower menu here. Under spaces, you can say spaces 6. So I would like to reduce this to let's say indent or change tab display size to 3. I would like to use 3. Then I click on save. So I go back to my app, and now you see we have the h1 as sublocations. Okay, now we go to, I would like to close this app.js because we are already imported. Now after the heading, I want now to continue writing the code for our map. So inside our map JSX, I would like us to create the map. Yeah, so to do that, I would like to show you something here on the React documentation or React Leaflet documentation. So you head over to reactleaflet.js.org. I'll leave this link in the description, or you can just type in your browser. So now you see we have the documentation, and under setup you can also go to installation if you like, and you can see different methods on how to install the React Leaflet. So that way I would like to install React Leaflet and React. So you can copy this, but I'm not going to do that. I'll just say so I go to a new PowerShell. Maybe I can open a new PowerShell, delete this one, and I'll type in npm install React. I'll say install Leaflet first, install Leaflet and React Leaflet. So npm install Leaflet and React Leaflet. So I click on enter, and this is going to install both the Leaflet for JavaScript and React Leaflet for React.js. Okay, so as it does that, we are going to create the map component, so the component that will hold our map. So that one, we go to setup, and you can see we have an example here. They say follow all the steps from the installation, which you have done, then add the following code to your app and check it displays correctly. So if you like to have something like this one here, you can just copy this map component. Remember, it has a tile layer with a link from OpenStreetMap. That's why I would like to copy this, because you cannot type a link. Okay, now I go back to my code, and down here after the h4, I'll paste this and save. And now we have the map component or map container with center, this place, the zoom level is 13, the scroll wheel is false. You can put to true so that you can zoom in and out. Then we have the tile layer as OpenStreetMap. Then we also have a marker to our position, which is this same position. Then we also have a pop-up that says this is a pretty CSS3 pop-up. Yeah. Okay, so it says we have an error because we have not imported anything from React Leaflet. So what we are supposed to do, we are supposed to import all these from the React Leaflet. Now let us import all these components from React Leaflet. So I come here at the top, then I say import, and I'm going to import map container from React Leaflet. Then also import tile layer. Then also import marker. Then also import pop-up. So import map container, tile layer, marker, pop-up from React Leaflet. And so hopefully the error is gone. Yeah, okay. So I refresh this. Then we still see our map here. So I'm going to continue writing the code. So inside the map function, I would like to first of all reference our map. So I'll say const map ref is equal to use ref from React. So import use ref from React, and this is a function or a method. So I'm going to reference this inside our map container. Just like to have them like this. So here I'll say map ref to reference the map. So I'll say ref is equal to map ref, like that. So we still see our map here. Okay, now I would like to define the style for our map container. So I'll say style, and since this is React styling, you need to have two curly brackets and say height is equal to 100%. Yeah, and width is also 100%. Control save, and then if we preview, we still see our map here, but it's not styled. So we need to import the styles and then continue writing the code, right? So up here, I would like to import from React from Leaflet. So I would like to paste this CSS from Leaflet. So I'll say import leaflet dist leaflet.css. If we do that, hopefully we see the map. The map is gone. Now we have imported the CSS from Leaflet, but yet we cannot see our map. That means that there is something we are missing, and when I look at my code here, we have not defined the style for the div that holds everything on the web. So here I would like to say style and define height as maybe something like 600 pixels. This one is supposed to be string, like that. So if I control save and go back to my web, refresh, and now you see we can see the map here. We can zoom in, we can zoom out, because we have defined our properties inside the map container. So I did remove the pop-ups and the marker because we are not using them now. I'll show you how to create them later on when we shall be creating another component for search bar. Okay, so here we can see our map, and so the next thing is to have it at our region of interest. So instead of having it here, we can change the location. So instead here we have center as latitude 51 and -0. I would like to define position. So I'll say const position, and the position is going to be -1.29. Let me just confirm. 29. I think I can just copy from my previous project and paste it here instead of typing everything. So under the map container inside the center, instead of writing all this, I am going to paste the position here, or just say position like that, control save, and this will automatically take us to our location, which is this one here. Okay, so the next thing is to have the data imported inside our project and then continue with the process. So here I've added this data folder inside my public folder. I have data folder, and I will provide this in my GitHub repository so that you guys can also follow along. So I have Nairobi underscore subblocks dot GeoJSON. So I'd just like to mention that if you want to convert your shapefile into GeoJSON easily, you need to have your QGIS, or if you can write code is fine, but I would like to use I like using QGIS, where when you have added your data, you just right click on your shapefile, then you export and then save as GeoJSON. That way you will have your GeoJSON data correctly converted from shapefile to GeoJSON. So you can go ahead and use that one. I think I'll create another video on showing you how to do that with QGIS. Okay, now here I would like to define the data, so I'll go ahead and create a state. So here I'll say const, then say geodata, then I say set geodata is equal to use state. Make sure you import use state from React, and then I'll say for now it will be null. Then to use this data, you only need to go to your return function before closing the map container. Then you import your geodata like this, geodata. Okay, then when you have this geodata, you can preview this one. I don't know if it will work for now, so we can't see anything yet, but now we need to fetch this data from the public folder, data folder, and then to our project. So to do that, you need to create a use effect here. So I say use effect, and this is going to be an arrow function, and then we call fetch, and fetch is going to take data, then Nairobi underscore subblocks dot GeoJSON like that. So after doing that, I'll say dot then I would like to return a response, and this is going to be response dot GeoJSON, not GeoJSON but JSON. After that, I'll say then I'll now pass in my data and say set geodata as data like that. Then if there is any errors, I'll say catch errors, and I will pass in the error and return the error as console.error, and the error will be failed to load GeoJSON. Then we get our error like that. Okay, so you say use effect is not defined, so we make sure we import use effect from React. So I say use effect, import use effect from React, and then we can preview, refresh the page. We are yet to see the map, so we need to get the GeoJSON data. So below the map container, inside this our geodata, we need to say geodata, and then we pass in the GeoJSON like that. So it is a self-closing component, and this is going to take data. Data will be geodata, then Control save. We need also to import GeoJSON from React Leaflet. So here you say import GeoJSON from React Leaflet. Okay, so if I refresh that, go back to the map, and you see we can see our map with all the polygons that we have in our GeoJSON data. So these are the sublocations. You can see we have all them loaded, but I would like to style it further. Here I would like to have the weight as 3 and have them transparent. You can also change the color. Yeah, then we provide the names on each feature. Okay, so to do that, we are going back to the code, and then down here after the use effect we need to define some styles. So I'll say styles, then I say const geo style. You can give it any name. So this is an object that is going to have a fill color, and the fill color will be, so the fill color will be something like any color you like. So I'll say 3388FF. Then the next one will be the fill opacity. Say fill opacity. This is going to be 0, so that we don't want to see it. And then we have the color for our map. So the boundaries, you can change the color to black. Yeah, maybe you can say black here, black. Okay, like that. Then the weight is 1. Control save. Then we go down to our GeoJSON, then we define the style. Say style is going to be geo style. Control save. Black is not defined. This one is supposed to be a string. Okay, go back, refresh the page. Hopefully we shall see. Yeah, so we can see our map here. It is transparent. We have changed the color from the blue color to black, and the weight is 1. So you can play around with this. You can change this from, maybe you can say red. Yeah, if we say red, see it changes to red. If we say what else can we say? Gray, and give it a weight of 3. Yeah, you see it changes to gray with a larger stroke width. So you can play around with these styles and see what works for you. So I would like to stick to this color, so I'll just copy this one and paste it here like that, so it becomes consistent with our previous project or our final project. Okay, so the remaining thing is to add the names to our map. So here I go and say const, and say on each feature, const on each feature, and this is a function. This is an arrow function. And then say, so inside the function, so the arguments are going to be feature and the layer, like that. Then in here we say const name is equal to feature dot properties dot, then the name of the layer. So if I go here to my data, you can see we have so we are inside the feature collection. Okay, so inside the feature collection here you can see we have our features. So feature.properties, then we pick the name of the sublocation. So when you scroll here, you see we have the SL name. So this is what we are going to use. You can copy that and then go back here and paste it here. So we are putting this because this one can be null. So if it is null, we won't render anything. If it isn't, we provide the name of that location. Okay, so if it will be null, then we can say something like unnamed location, right? Like that. Then we go ahead and also say we want to define where this name will be. So at the center, at the edge of the map, or anywhere. So here I would like to say layer dot bind tooltip, and this is going to take the name of that location, and then we provide the location as either permanent. So it's going to be permanent. So permanent will be true. That means the name will stick to the map no matter how many times we zoom in or zoom out, or maybe change to another tab. Okay, then the direction is going to be center, and the class name, so we can also have some styles. Class name as something like geo-label. So that means we are going also to style these names. Okay, so I control save that. Then it says on each feature is assigned a value but never used, which is okay. Now we are going to use it down here, and then I can say on each feature is equal to on each feature. Then I save, go back to the map and refresh. Then we can see the names are there with this small background that says which is white, and it has our name. Okay, but now we have to remove this. That is why I provided the class name, which means we can go ahead and style this class name inside our map.css. Okay, so we are going to create a new file here inside our components and a map folder. So here I can say map.css, then I say class geolabel, then we say the font size to be, can say 14 pixels, then the font weight is can say bold, yeah. Then the color, can provide the color for our text, say this is black. Then we can provide the background color to be none, not color, but this is supposed to be background is none, so that we remove the white background on our list of names. Okay, so the border also going to be none, and padding will be 0. Control save, then also preview this, refresh the page. We forget to import the map.css. So after our leaflet CSS, make sure you import /map/ then we say map.css. Save that and refresh the page. Yeah, now we can see the names of our sublocations and the background is gone, right? Okay, so this is it. You can see we have our names there. We have the sublocations, and yeah, we can see the map. You can zoom in, you can zoom out. So you forget to add something here on our map. We need to have to switch from this base map to maybe satellite or any other imagery that you like to use. Now I'm going to create the layers control, which we shall import from React Leaflet. Yeah. So inside our return function, under this style layer, I'm going to remove this and then type layers control, which will import automatically from our React Leaflet. This is going to have position. The position is going to be top right, top dash right. Then inside our layers control, we shall have our layers and layers. What am I doing? Layers control dot base map or base layer. Then we close that, and base layer will have a name, and we can say Esri satellite, like that. So inside this one, we are going to have the layers group. Since we are grouping this, we have two layers. We have the OpenStreetMap and we have the satellite. That way we can switch in between the two. So it means it is a layer group, and this layer group is going now to have our tiles. Okay, so I'll copy this from my previous project and then paste inside the layers group like that. So control save. So what we have done, we have just created our layers control at the top right of our map. Then we pass in the base map as Esri, and the layers, we must group them together since they are going to be under one. They are going to be under one layers control, so it will be a layer group, and then we pass in the tile layers. So we have the ArcGIS tile like this one, and then we have the labels. Remember, these satellite imageries do not come with names. If you're using Google Satellite, it may have names or may not have. Since I'm using the one from Esri ArcGIS Online, so the first one is the satellite imagery itself, then the second one is the labels, as you can see. So we have the names of places on our satellite image. Okay, now the default base layer, which is the OpenStreetMap, is not there, so I'll just copy this one again and paste it inside our layers control. So we have them too, right? So we have the layers control, which is the parent, then the first base map, which will be default, then the control, which will switch in between the Esri satellite and the OpenStreetMap, like that. So we can preview. Okay, so when we do that, here we have the layers control, base layer. We have the Esri as this. So when we preview, refresh the page, and now we can see we have them here. So we can switch in between satellite imagery and the OpenStreetMap like this way. Okay, now the next thing is to add the search bar here, where we shall search the place and the names on the map. So we are not going to search the names of the sublocations, otherwise we shall be searching the names of any place on the Earth's surface. Okay, before we can create the search bar here on the map, I think if you are keen, you can see that we still have a box shadow here, which means I forgot to add a very important CSS property, which is the box shadow. So here you say box shadow and say it is none. So box shadow none. So let's preview the map. So go to the map, refresh, and now we cannot see the shadow under our name. Okay, so now we go ahead and create a new component called the search component. So here you create a new folder inside the components folder, create a new folder and call this search place. Then inside this component you need to create a new file, then say it is searchbar.jsx, like that. Oops, this is a folder, so you need to delete this. So right click here and then delete this one. We need to create a new file called searchbar.jsx, then type in RAFCE, click on enter, and so this is going to be our search component. We are going to import this below here after our geodata and say this is searchbar from components folder. Okay, so if we go back to here and refresh, we are supposed to see it here, but since we don't have anything inside, we cannot see it yet. Okay, so we go ahead and write some code inside our search bar. I'm going to delete this, and so inside our search bar we are supposed to have some buttons for searching and some text box to display text box, so we type in the place name, and then some icons. Okay, so we go ahead and install the React icon. So here I would like to say npm install react-icons, like that. So this is going to install the React icons. So after it does that, we shall also install the GeoSearch, because we are going to use the GeoSearch as an API to search the places on our map. So let's wait as this one finishes to install the React icons, then we go ahead and install the GeoSearch. Okay, so it has finished. So we go ahead and again say npm install GeoSearch dash, let me just confirm. So GeoSearch Leaflet. So instead of GeoSearch we say Leaflet dash GeoSearch, then click on install. So this is going to install the Leaflet GeoSearch that will help us to search places on the Earth's surface. So it's an API that will help us to query the OpenStreetMap and then get back our places. It's like we are geocoding the place names to latitude and longitudes on the Earth's surface. And then we can even do the opposite. We can paste in a coordinate and then it will take us to that place automatically. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is have some code inside our search bar. So here I also like to reduce the tab size to 3 so that it becomes consistent. I'll need to first of all create the map. So I'll say inside the function, I'll say const map is equal to use map, and this is going to come from React Leaflet. Okay, so here I'll say import. I'm going to import use map from React Leaflet, like that. Okay, so after that I'll need to write some state. So I say const query const query and set query is equal to use state, and this is going to be an empty string. Then also say const and visible, so going to check if the button is visible or not. So I say set visible, and this is going to be use state, and it will be false for now. Then also say const marker, so I'll now provide the marker, remember. So I say marker, then set marker, set marker ref, so I can say marker ref, set marker ref is equal to use state, and for now it will be null. Okay, now after creating our states, I would like to get the icons. So I'll say L, so I'll first of all import L from Leaflet. Remember we installed Leaflet and React Leaflet, so I will say import L from Leaflet, like that. Then down here I will say L dot icon dot default. So we are going to use a default icon which is blue, and we say merge options, options like that, and this is going to take in an icon URL. So I'm going to copy this URL to represent our icons, and then I'm going to paste them inside this object. Okay, now I will say I would like to get the buttons, so I'll go down here and get the buttons or the icons. So inside our return function, I will say I'll provide a style for this div, so say style. Then I say position is equal to absolute, so position will be absolute, and top will be 10. No, top will be 110, something like that. Then right will be 10, and the Z index will be 1000. Okay, to ensure that our button is visible. Okay, so after that we go inside our div and say if it is not visible, like that. We say if it is not visible, we are going to return a button. What am I writing? So button, and this button is going to have these properties. So I think I need to correct something here. So the button will have on click, and this will say set visible, so set visible to true. Okay, then we provide the style, and the style will have a background of white, and border will be 1 pixel solid, and have this color. Okay, then padding will be 6 pixels. Padding will be 6 pixels, and border radius we shall have 4 pixels, and then cursor is going to be pointer. Cursor is pointer, and a box shadow will be 0, 2 pixels, 6 pixel, and then we shall have RGBA of 0, 0, 0, and 0.2. Okay, then after that we go to inside the button. Then we import the file search icon from React icons, like that. Okay, so if that one happens, then else we have a form. And this form will have these properties. So the form will have on submit. So we shall provide a function there. Then style, so we style this form, and this will have display flex. So we say display as flex, display flex, align items at the center, like that. Then the background is white. Background is white. And then what else can we add? So I say border radius will be 4 pixels. So these are styles for our form. Then border we shall have 1 pixel solid, and it will have this same color as we had before. Then a box shadow will have 0, 2 pixels, 6 pixels. Then RGBA, then we say 0, 0, 0, 0.2. Okay, then padding will be 2 pixels. Okay, now 2 pixels. This one is supposed to be a string, like that. So that's the form. Now inside the form we need to have the input. So we say input, and the input is going to have these properties as type text. Type is text. Then the value will be query. Remember the query in our state. Then an on change, we shall have an on change, which we shall provide an on change here. And then we say on change is going to be now the set query. We set the query to an event.target.value. so the value that will be typed inside the input text. Okay, so the placeholder, we also need to provide the placeholder, and this one can be search, can just say search like that. Then we have an autofocus, and also provide the style. Okay, then we say the border is none, and padding is 6 pixels. Okay, supposed to be 6 pixels. And the width, we can have a width of 160 pixels, and outline is none, like that. Okay, so after having that, we need now to have a button here. So this one's supposed to be self-closing like that. Then we can have a button after this. You can have a button. This button is going to say, the button will only have now our icon again. So file search icon from React icons. Okay, so now you can also provide the properties for the button. Let's say the button is going to have type of submit. So we say type of submit, type submit. Then we get the styles, and then the styles are going to be, so let's get the styles for our button and say the styles, background, can have background. The background is none. The border is none. Okay, and the padding will be 6 pixels, so padding will be 6 pixels, and the cursor will be pointer. Will be pointer, like that. So after that, we now go ahead and have another button here. So after this button, we need another button that says, so we need to have another button here, and this button will have a type, the type of button, like that. And then button, then we have the on click. The on click will return set visible to false. So the other way was true, now it is false. Remember, we are inside the condition. Then the styles, get the styles. So we get the styles, then we say the style, the button is going to be background none. I think I will just copy this one because it is just too repetitive, and then paste it here. So you have the background as none, border none, padding 6 pixels, cursor is pointer, and the font size is 16 pixels. Okay, so that way we can preview that, but before that we need to set the function to submit our search or our query. So for that case, I'll go back to my function above the return function, and then have the function to handle the search. Okay, so here I'll type const, so I'll say const handle search is equal to this is an arrow function, and it is going to have an event. So inside here we can pass event, and this is an async function because we are going to search something and wait for a response. So I say event.prevent default, then we go ahead and inside our try catch, say try catch, and then inside our try we say const results is equal to await. Remember we are inside a sync function, so we need to return an await. Then you say provider dot search and we are searching for our query. We are searching for the query. Okay, then you say if the results dot length is equal to 0, then we are going to return a const of this object x, y, and label of that place to be equal to the results, like that. Then you say const lat and longitude is equal to the latitude and the longitude. Then you say map dot fly, we need to fly to that place. Then say if we get the x and y, so latitude and longitude, then we provide the zoom as 14. Okay, then we can remove the previous marker. Okay, so what am I doing now? I need to delete this and have it here. Okay, yeah, so we need to remove the previous marker. So here I can say if marker, remember we had our marker ref, so if the marker, then we say map dot remove layer map dot remove layer, and this is the marker. So what we are doing is that we are checking for the place. So we check the place. If it is greater than 0, so the length is greater than 0, that means we have typed in something like New York. Yeah, so New York, the length is already greater than 0. That means we shall look for New York, assign the latitude, longitude, zoom into 14 as we fly to that map, to that place. So we are flying to that place and zoom in for 14 zoom level. So that means if we had already searched for a place, let's say we had like London searched previously. Remember when we search, we put the marker to that place. So if we delete London and search New York, we are supposed to clear the previous marker in London and now take it to New York as we go to that location. So this is what it's doing. Okay, so after that happens, we need now to add the marker. So here we say const new marker is equal to the leaflet marker leaflet marker, then we pass in our lat and longitude. Then we say dot add to map, dot add to, then we say add to map. Then we bind this also, we say dot bind pop-up, bind pop-up, and this is going to have the label of that specific place, and then open pop-up. So you open the pop-up and see the name of that place. Yeah, so after that we need to say now set marker ref to our new marker, like that. So when we set the marker to our new marker that we have created, we set visible to false. So we say set visible to false. So I say set visible to false, and then we also set query. We set query to our empty string. So if there is any errors, so we just say, remember we are in an if statement, so we say else, we just say alert. So if we have not typed anything inside of our button, we just say alert. So we alert the user and tell him that no results found, or if that place is not actually on the earth surface or in the API that we are using, so we say that that place is not there. So if there are any errors, we just say console.log error. Okay, so here we just say clg console.log, not log but error, console.error, then we pass in the error. Okay, then we say alert, then we say search failed. So if search failed, maybe there is an internet error connection, so we say search failed. Okay, so we need to take this handle search and call it down here in our button. So when we submit the form, we need to handle the search. Okay, there is an error that says provider is not defined, so we need to import the provider as OpenStreetMap. So we go up there and say we need to import provider as OpenStreetMap provider from Leaflet GeoSearch. Yeah, so that way we are now able to get the API searching for our places. Okay, now to define this, we only need to say const provider is equal to OpenStreetMap. So we say new OpenStreetMap, like that. So this provider is supposed to be provider, I need to be small. Then we are going to use this provider somewhere. I think I had already defined it as inside the try catch, so I paste it here. Okay, so cost results equal to await provider. So provider is our API, then we are searching the query, which will be the name of the place. So let us check if there are any errors. Control save. Everything is successful, so we can preview here, can refresh the page, and now we see our search bar here. So when you click on it, you see it opens. Then you can type in New York, click on enter, say search failed. What could be the problem now? Say search failed. Let me try maybe search failed. I think I need to check at the code. So I think I had a typo here. So this is supposed to be search like that. So let us try again and see if the error is gone. Refresh the page, then type in New York. Yeah, now it works. So you see it flies and takes us to New York City in the United States. Yeah, so it means everything is working fine. We can search the place, we can clear the markers. Now we are in New York. We can search maybe Mumbai. Can search Mumbai, click on enter, and this is going to take us to Mumbai. So you can see we are flying, then we go to Mumbai. So this is going to load Mumbai. Very nice, very nice. So we can go back to Nairobi, where our shapefile is, or our region of interest. See, then we zoom in to 14. So you can change the zoom level to whatever you like to get. And also you can see the pop-up. You can see the pop-up mentions the place of that name. Remember, we defined that in our code somewhere here. So we say the pop-up, it was in the handle search. So pop-up opens, and this pop-up will show us the label of that place. Okay, so now everything is fine. We can see we can search for a place. We have our labels defined. The sublocations are already there. We can see it is transparent. Like almost everything that we are supposed to achieve in this tutorial is fine. And so we can go also ahead and deploy this project so that you can share with other people a link. So that one, we need to go to our repository. So we need to create a repository, and I'll say GitHub. Go to my GitHub repo, and then we create a new repo. So under repositories, you can create a new repository. Okay, now let us create a new repository. Create repository. If you don't have an account, make sure you create an account with GitHub. So you head over to github.com, create an account, then you can go ahead to create your first repository. So here I click on new repository to create a new repository, and this is going to create a new repo. Going to create a new repository. So we are going to upload this code to GitHub. Then after that, we can deploy using Netlify or Vercel. So repository, a new repository. I don't know why this one is loading. Let me just refresh the page. Okay. So repository, create a new repository as I can say tutorial underscore sub locations, tutorial sub locations, and say this is a repository for sub locations. Then I make this public. I go ahead and say create new repo. So this way we can create a new repository, and after that you can see we have our GitHub commands which we are going to use to initialize our repo, add the code, and then commit our changes to GitHub repository. So the first thing is to say git init, So I go here and open the terminal, go to the terminal and say git init, then I say git add dot, that means I'm adding everything inside the root folder. Then I say git commit dash message, and the message is going to be we can say fast commit, like that. Then we need to copy this one, say git branch main, so that means we are creating a new branch called main, so copy and paste that. So we switch from master to main, which is our branch. Then you can now say git remote add and add the repository. Then the remaining thing is to just say git push, u origin main, so that means you are pushing code to our main repository. And then boom, you can see everything has been added to GitHub repo. So we come here and refresh the page. After we refresh the page, we shall see our code updated inside our GitHub account. My internet is quite slow, but it will load finally. Yeah, so you can see we have our code here. We can click inside the source folder, you will see the components. You can click inside the public and see everything that we added there. Okay, so the next thing is head over to Vercel, and then you can say login. You can create also an account with Vercel. So this is where we are going to deploy our application. So make sure you have an account. You can log in. Then we go to deployments. So after you open the Vercel, you will see this home page here. So click on deployments. So you click on deployments, and this is going to open up deployments. So I also like to mention, so if you like to create a new branch, maybe let's say you want to add some changes to your code, you can just say git checkout. So you say git checkout dash branch b, then you say new branch. So you can say maybe fix, then you say fix new branch, yeah, or you can say maybe fix search bar, for example. So if I do that, you see it says switch to a new branch, and the branch is called fix search bar. So that means every code that I'll be editing here, for example, if I just say maybe I just come to the map, and maybe here I just add something like h1 and say we have made changes to our map. So if I do that, still my web is running. You can see you say we have made changes to our map. Yeah, so to add those changes, I just need to go here, say git add, then I add the changes. I say git commit, then I say git push origin to this branch. After I do that, I'll go to my pull requests inside the GitHub. I come here to pull requests. I think I can just show you what I mean. So here I say git status to check what I've changed, and you see it says you have modified map.jsx. okay, so I say git add, then I add everything. So git add and add everything. Then I say git commit and say message, and the message says we I say add h1 to the map.jsx, for example. Then I say enter, then I say git push origin, then I say fx or fix. It was fix dash search bar. It says with a typo here, so I can just copy this. Okay, say Control C, then remove this one and paste that. So we say git push origin fix search bar. Yeah, that way I've pushed our changes to GitHub. So if I come here, you see it says compare and pull, because fix search had a recent had recent pushes less than a minute ago. So I click on compare and pull. So it says issue alert. I need to fix that. So remember, this is just a bonus video I'm adding to our main video. So if I say compare and pull, we come here and we compare this base branch as main, and we are comparing with fixed search bar. So if we do that, it checks if we can merge. So I say create a pull request. So if we create pull request here, so create a pull request. Create a pull request, and then we say merge pull, then confirm merge. Yeah, so we have merged. Now to get to, so we have merged the main branch and the search bar. So we want to get these changes to our main branch. If I come here and say git checkout main, so I switch from now fixed search bar to main. We go to main, and if I go to the map and refresh the page, you see I do not see the changes that we made up here. So what we are supposed to do here, you need to say git pull origin main. That means we are going to pull the code that we have just merged. So I click on enter. This is going to pull all the changes, and you can see it has added here. So if we go to map and refresh, you see we can see our changes that we've just made. Okay, so I can repeat the same process. You can comment out this one like that, and then you just say git add everything. Then we say git commit -m, and we say comment h1, yeah. Then we say git push origin main. Okay, click on enter, and then we push changes to our main branch. Okay, now if you go to Vercel deployments, you can see we have I have several deployments here, so you just need to add your project. Okay, so you come here and say let's go to overview, then we say add new. You add new project. So add new project, then here you can search your project. So make sure you logged in with your GitHub account so that you can reach out to your repositories. Okay, so before that, let me show you something. So we have commented the code and pushed the code. Now you see we lost our changes in the main repository, which is fine. Now in our new project, we just need to type in the the tutorial, even it is already here. So we have the tutorial repository, which is already here. So you say import, click on import. When we import that, it says the framework is this one. Several things are there. You can also check here the root directory, which is this one. You are not supposed to edit this. Then the environment, if you have environments, let's say maybe you have your VNV environments, you would like to add, you can do that. Since I don't have, I'm just going to say deploy, and this is going to deploy our project to the web. That means we can share link with the friends, and also the friends can see our application. So it is going to take just a few seconds to build this and then deploy the application. So you're just going to be patient here and see the results. So as it does that, we are just going to wait here. If you also like to make some changes, you can still do that. Congratulations, you have just deployed a new project to this account. Okay, so I'm going to say continue to dashboard, and then I'm going to get the link to my project. Since I'm using a free version of Vercel, I will only have this as my link. So tutorials.application.vercel.app. If you like to remove this so that you can get your own domain, that means you need to upgrade to a paid version of Vercel. So I click on this link, and then boom, I get my project here. Okay, yes, so my project is here. Now I'm not on local host 3000, but I'm using this Vercel link. So you can share this link with your friends and tell them that you have just built your first React Leaflet application, and you can share them. You can show them that you have managed to have all these displayed on the map. Yeah, so this was it. Thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe to the channel, as I always upload these videos, and I'll teach you how to create your applications, or majorly on geospatial, maybe doing GIS and remote sensing, and also web mapping. So thank you for watching, and make sure to like the video, leave the comment. If you did not get anything, I will also like to reply your comments and maybe help you in one way or the other to achieve what you are doing. So thank you for watching. I'll leave the links in the description for Vercel, for React Leaflet, and so on. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.